Hello, thanks for joining us once again. Today we want to look at the use of some and any, and if you are ready, let's dive into it. First of all, I'll give you a summary to the whole lesson, and here it is. You can take your time and read it, but I'm going to explain it. So some and any are used to describe quantities. Okay, that's what you have to keep in mind. But not all quantities. They are used to describe uncountable nouns and what? Plural countable nouns. And sometimes we call them quantifiers. Okay, we use them when we don't want to give the actual numbers or the specific number of countable nouns, so we use some or any to describe it. So basically that's the introduction. I'll give you some information about uncountable nouns and plural countable nouns. Okay, let's look at it here. Now, countable nouns, they are nouns that we can count. So we have a singular countable noun, which means it is only represented by one item. So one house, one pencil, and then one dog. And then we have also plural. The countable nouns can be singular, okay, as it is here, and then they can be plural. So if they are plural, it means they are more than one. And then we have it here. So we have 1, 2, 3. So 3 books. We have 1 and 2. 2 cats. 2 dogs. And then we have 1, 2, and 3. 3 pencils. So these are what? Plural. And these ones are singular, representing one for each category. Now, in the introduction, I told you that plural countable nouns are used with some and any, but if they are singular, no, we cannot use some and any with the singular one. So if the noun is singular, you cannot use some or any. Keep that in mind. Now let's look at uncountable nouns. What are they? They are nouns that we cannot count. So I gave some examples here. This is not exhaustive. We have ice cream, which cannot be counted, and then we have milk, we cannot count milk, and we have coke, we cannot count it. Water is an example, rice is an example, sugar is an example. Okay, but if you look at this, we cannot count the ice cream. We can count the cones, we can count the containers, okay, the can, but we are talking about the content, so we cannot count it. So we use some or any plus the noun. Okay, so some ice cream, some milk, some coke, basically. So uncountable nouns plus some or any. Okay, now let's look at the difference between some and any. Let's start with some. So some is actually used only in the affirmative, the positive sentences. Okay, in the positive sentences. Here we have some plus plural nouns. Okay, so in a positive sentence, so there are some books on the table, because there are 1, 2, 3. I can say there are 3 books on the table, but I don't want to use a specific number, so I use some in the positive sentence. Okay, then you have 3 pencils also, so we can say there are some pencils on the table, or there are some books on the table. Then we have uncountable nouns, so we know we cannot count them, so we always use them with some or any. And then in this context, it must be in the affirmative if you are using the some, always in the positive. Okay, so we have some milk, we have some milk in the fridge. Okay, we have some ice cream, okay, in the fridge. There is some coke in the fridge. So that's how we use some in the affirmative, positive sentences only. Okay, now any is the other word that you are looking at comparing with some. Here we can see only in questions and negatives. So whilst we can use some for positive sentences, we use any for negatives and interrogatives. Again, let's look at the same example. So I can say that if I want to form a question about this 1, 2, 3, okay, so I can say, are there any books on the table? Are there any books on the table? Okay. Are there any pencils on the table? Questions. I can give a response in the negative. Okay, so there aren't any books on the table. There aren't any pencils in his bag. Okay, so that is how you have it in the negative or in questions. The same thing goes for the uncountable nouns. So again, there isn't any milk in the fridge, and then there isn't any ice cream in the fridge. Okay, or you can make it a question. Okay, is there any cook? Is there any cook? Okay, is there any cook? Do you have any cook? Okay, good. Now we've summarized the rest in a table form. So positive sentences go with some, negative sentences go with any, and then questions also go with any. You can read the examples. Now what I'm interested in is the last one, exceptions. Look at this sentence. It's a correct sentence. So you can choose any of the shoes. You are being given an opportunity to make your own decision, to choose between two things. So you can say you can choose any one you like. So in this context, any is correct. Take any amount with you. Take any one. So you are being given the right to make your own decision. So any in this context in a positive sentence is correct. Okay, remember that it's not always used, but in situations like this we can use it. And then we have request. We use some for request, not any. So example, can I have some sugar? Okay, can I have some sugar please? It's not can I have any sugar. No. Offers, would you like some coffee? Would you like some coffee? Again, in this context we don't use any. Okay, so that's it. That's what I want to share with you. If you enjoy it, please like and share, subscribe to our videos. Take care and stay blessed.